Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful Wednesday, October 2 recap. Will meets 3 Forrester beauties, Dr. Buckingham's next step for Taylor. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B. Spoilers recap for Wednesday, October 2, reveals that Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., finally convinced Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, to see a specialist. He was especially excited to hear the fantastic Dr. Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech, was at the top of Lee Finnegan's, Naomi Matsuda, cardiologist list. At Forrester Creations, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, reflected on how much she missed her own mother, and was glad Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Messinswood, now had a chance to make up for lost time with Taylor. In the design office, Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, remained skeptical about whether fashion was his thing, but he had an interaction with an attractive model named Willow, Shannon McMullen, that convinced him to give Forrester a try. While Katie Logan, Heather Tom, was pitching Steffi on the possibility of Will interning at Forrester, Will crossed paths with another gorgeous model named Kingsley, Jade Coatsworth, and flirted with her too. There was also the very cute Lainey, Heidi Gracingerman, who had been working at Forrester a few weeks and was hopeful about Will working there as well. As Will chatted with all these lovely young women, it became clear that he was liking the idea of working at Forrester more and more. Back with Katie, she learned an intern spot had indeed opened up now that Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, was gone. Katie was pleased when Steffi agreed to meet with Will, but she felt the need to warn her that Will wasn't sure about going into fashion. However, Will ultimately told Steffi that despite his initial reservations, his feelings had changed. The more time Will spent there, the more he realized Forrester was exactly where he wanted to be. Katie spoke with Will privately afterward and realized all the beauties of Forrester affected his decision, but she didn't seem to mind. Over with Steffi again, she wondered how Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, would react to Will working at Forrester Creations. Brooke also realized she didn't know where Ridge was, so Steffi said maybe he was with Taylor. In Dr. Buckingham's office on Wednesday's B&B episode, she was happy to help Taylor and Ridge since they were Paris Buckingham's, Diamond White, future in-laws. As this sounded urgent, Dr. Buckingham asked what was wrong. Taylor confessed that she'd been diagnosed with heart failure, but Dr. Buckingham was concerned about the lack of follow-up tests so far. Since they needed to know exactly what they were dealing with, Dr. Buckingham suggested a cardiac enzyme test to start. That was a test to determine if Taylor was having or had ever suffered a heart attack. All Dr. Buckingham needed was a simple vial of blood to assess Taylor's markers and see the extent of the damage if there was indeed heart attack evidence. Dr. Buckingham said there were more tests they could do after that, but this was the one she recommended to begin with. Taylor remained pessimistic about all this, but she agreed to let Dr. Buckingham get the ball rolling on the cardiac enzyme test. Once Dr. Buckingham stepped out of the room, Ridge assured Taylor that she was a fighter who was strong and courageous. As Ridge got choked up, he insisted Taylor wasn't alone anymore and hugged her since they were in this together. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Dr. Buckingham will pass along some surprising results soon, so stick with us for more predictions on Taylor's future and updates on the news that awaits. On The Bold and the Beautiful for Wednesday, October 2, a day of unexpected encounters, strategic maneuvers, and simmering tension unfolded. The glamorous halls of Forrester Creations were buzzing with both excitement and intrigue, as Will Spencer, the youngest of Bill's children, found himself at the center of attention. Meanwhile, Dr. Reese Buckingham made a pivotal decision regarding Taylor Hayes that could change the course of her life. Will Spencer's grand entrance. The episode kicked off with Will Spencer, now a bright and precocious teenager, stepping into the gleaming headquarters of Forrester Creations for the first time in a long while. Despite his young age, Will possessed the sharp intellect and quick wit of his father, Bill Spencer, coupled with the charm and gentle nature of his mother, Katie Logan. His visit wasn't entirely unexpected, but it was his first solo venture into the Forrester world, prompted by an internship opportunity offered by none other than Ridge Forrester himself. Ridge, always on the lookout for fresh talent, and perhaps trying to smooth relations with his on-again, off-again rival Bill, had extended the olive branch to Will, encouraging him to learn the ropes of the fashion industry. As Will walked through the grand doors of Forrester Creations, the stage was set for him to meet some of the company's most influential women. Little did he know that his first day would involve crossing paths with three of Forrester's most stunning and powerful figures, Steffi Forrester, Hope Logan, and Paris Buckingham. Steffi's sharp eye. Will's first encounter was with Steffi Forrester, who was in the midst of a high-level meeting about the new fashion line she was spearheading. Steffi, dressed in a sleek black power suit, exuded authority and confidence, but her eyes softened when she noticed Will standing at the door, slightly nervous but curious. Steffi had always had a soft spot for family, especially the younger generation, and she greeted him warmly. "Will, right?" Steffi asked, her smile both inviting and encouraging. "Yeah, Ridge told me to come by. I guess I'm the new kid around here," Will responded, offering a sheepish grin. Steffi gave a light laugh. "Well, we could always use more Spencers around here to shake things up. Welcome to Forrester Creations. You're going to love it here." As the two chatted, it was clear that Will admired Steffi's strength and business acumen. She was the picture of what a modern leader should be, sharp, strategic, and always 10 steps ahead. Their conversation turned to Will's interest in the company, and Steffi, recognizing the potential in him, offered him some guidance. "If you ever need any advice, don't hesitate to come to me. I'm sure Ridge has big plans for you, but I've got a few tricks up my sleeve too," she said with a wink before heading back to her meeting. Hope's warm welcome. After parting ways with Steffi, Will continued exploring the building, only to run into another familiar face, his cousin, Hope Logan. Hope, as always, was radiating warmth and grace, with her golden hair cascading down her shoulders, dressed in a soft pastel outfit that contrasted with Steffi's bold attire. She was reviewing designs for her Hope for the future line when she saw Will approaching. "Will," she exclaimed, rushing over to give him a hug. "I didn't know you'd be stopping by today. This is such a nice surprise." Will returned her embrace, feeling more at ease now. Hope had always been a source of comfort and kindness in his life, and their bond had remained strong despite the chaos surrounding their families. "I'm here for an internship," Will explained, trying to see what all the fuss is about with fashion. Hope chuckled. "It's a lot more than just clothes. You're going to learn so much about creativity, business, and maybe even a little drama along the way." Their conversation took a lighter turn as Hope showed Will some of the designs she was working on, even asking for his opinion. It was clear that she valued his thoughts, despite his youth, and Will was eager to impress. The two shared a few laughs, and by the end of their conversation, Will felt a renewed sense of purpose. "You're going to do great here, Will. You have the Spencer drive, and with a little Forrester flair, who knows where you'll go," Hope said encouragingly as they parted ways. Paris sparks curiosity. Just when Will thought his day couldn't get any more interesting, he encountered Paris Buckingham, the vibrant and spirited younger sister of Zoe Buckingham. Paris had made quite an impression at Forrester since her arrival, and today was no different. Dressed in a colorful, trendy outfit that matched her lively personality, Paris was in the design studio when Will stumbled upon her. "Hey, you're Will, right? I've heard a lot about you," Paris said, flashing him a bright smile. "I'm Paris. Welcome to Forrester." Will, still adjusting to all the attention he was receiving, smiled back. "Thanks. It's been a lot to take in." Paris laughed, her energy infectious. "I bet. This place is like a whirlwind sometimes. But don't worry, you'll get the hang of it. And if you need a tour guide, I'm your girl." The two quickly struck up a conversation, and Will found himself drawn to Paris's optimism and enthusiasm. She was different from the other Forrester women he had met, more relaxed, more approachable, but no less driven. As they chatted about the industry and life in Los Angeles, Will couldn't help but feel that he had made yet another important connection. Dr. Reese Buckingham's next step. While Will was busy navigating the halls of Forrester, a more ominous storyline was unfolding elsewhere in Los Angeles. Dr. Reese Buckingham, who had recently returned to town after his prison stint for his involvement in the baby swap scandal, was now determined to make amends. His primary focus was on Taylor Hayes, who had been struggling with her own demons for months. Reese had recently taken on Taylor as a patient, and today he made a crucial decision regarding her treatment. Taylor had been hesitant about seeking help, but Reese knew that without proper intervention, her downward spiral would only continue. He proposed a more intensive therapy program, one that would require Taylor to face her past head-on, including her tumultuous relationships with Ridge, Brooke, and even her children. As Reese sat in his office, preparing to meet with Taylor, he knew that this next step could either save her or push her further away. The stakes were high, and the episode ended with Reese staring at his phone, debating whether to make the call that could change everything. With Will making waves at Forrester Creations and Reese Buckingham preparing for a life-altering decision, the stage is set for even more drama and intrigue in the days to come.